Previously on Temple of 1,000 Zombies. First, you made the hero. Next, you saw the zombies. And then you saw the boss. And now the conclusion, Temple of 1,000 Zombies, Part 2. Okay, so we're going to start by going into we're going to finish creating our zombies. But the first thing is we're going to go into the player controller. And right here, we're just going to adjust the code a little bit for the zombie spawner. We're going to lower this down a little bit like this. We're going to take this. We're going to lower it down a little bit more. And we're going to clear this. And we're going to drag off of here. Well, actually, let's do this. Let's create some variables. So first variable we're going to create is going to be kill count. And that's going to be a text. Next, we're going to create current zom count. And we're going to make that I believe it's a float. Then we're going to add again, and we're going to make this new zom count. As well. Actually, instead of making this a float, I'm just going to make it a regular integer. Because a zombie count's going to be a definitive number, so we can use that. Then right here, we're going to drag off of here. We're going to promote this variable, and it's going to create an actor class. And we're going to call this zombies. And we can delete that. And for this zombies right here, we're going to change this variable into an array. Click right here, set up the array. Do a compile and a save. Now we just need to hook up some logic here. So what we're going to do is we're just going to copy this logic right here. And then we got it selected. We're just going to do a Control D. And then we're just going to grab our zombie here, and we're going to do the same exact thing. Same exact thing. So we can grab the zombie here, get zombie, and we're just going to plug this in. Like so. Compile, save. And oh, almost forgot. So yeah, we got to actually hook up the logic. So let me move this like this here. And we're going to just connect it right there. Compile and save. And then we're only going to have two zombies that are going to spawn for our regular zombies. We're going to have the male and the female one. So we'll put one here, two here. And then what we'll do is we'll add, let's see, zombie 1. Zombie 01. And we can compile and save. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and create our other two zombies. So we're going to have the boy or male, female, and then the boss zombie. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to we're starting right here. So we're in our content, third person blueprint. We're going to go into our AI folder. And what we're going to do is right here for this character, we're just going to select him and do a Control D. And that's going to give us zombie number 2. And then we're going to do that one more time, and we're doing Control D, and that's going to give us zombie number 3. Now, we're just going to go ahead and do a Control Shift S to save that. And then we're going to need to change these zombies meshes and everything. Now, for the male and female zombie, I'm not going to make them any different other than the fact that they have different zombie meshes. So we're going to go to the viewport so we can take a look. We're going to select our zombie mesh because that's the mesh we're changing. And right here under skeletal mesh, we're going to go to here and we're going to just type in, I think it's girl. Yeah, zombie girl. We're going to do a compile and save. Now, those changes won't take effect right away. So what you got to do is you got to close this out, go back, and then open it back up. Go back to the viewport, and there's our zombie female. So that's all we'll need to do for her. We can close that. And then what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to make a boss character, which is going to be number 3. And for him, we're going to have to do a couple little extra steps, not too many more. We're going to go to the viewport, and we're going to take a look at our zombie boss, zombie mesh. And the zombie mesh that we chose was right here. So we're going to just type in clown. So the white clown, we're going to add him. We're going to do a compile and a save. And, you know, again, right here, we're going to have to close this down and then reopen this back up. Since he's zombie 3, we're going to see open up viewport. Okay. Now you can see some of his stuff. He's a little bit off. But what we want to do is we want to not only make him his meshes right, we want to make sure his collision boxes match. So what we want to do is we want to scale the whole character. Now, I'm just going to double his size. That seems to work nice, but you can always change it to what you want. So right here, we're going to highlight where it says Blueprint Zombie 3 Self. We're going to lock the scale button here. We're going to select this, and we're just going to hit 2 and hit enter. And that's going to scale our zombie to the correct size. Not only, it's going to scale everything to the right size. Now, while we're here, we're going to need to adjust some things. So right now, okay, so our collisions are on this mesh, okay? So we want to keep them on that mesh. We scaled everything, but we want to adjust it. In order to do that, we're going to need to, let's see here. We're going to need to first stop him from jiggling around and moving, and we could just do that by going to animation mode and going to use anim asset, like so. And then what we can do is we're going to just go ahead and select the action spear, because that was the zombie's biting, but this zombie doesn't bite. He kicks. So his action spear is going to go down here, a little bit to the left. Or actually, you know what? Let's make sure. Let me see. First, we've got it towards his head. Let's move it to his right foot. So we're going to look for, I think it's foot R. So yeah, we'll just type it foot R. Yeah, so we're going to go to foot R, like so. And then for his hand, let's see, for his right hand, because he's also still using his right hand. We're yeah, he's got it in his right hand. So let's go ahead, use the mouse button to scroll back so you don't zip around the viewport. And we got to make sure this is on his right hand. Okay, so just put that there and right here, like so. There we go. Now, keep in mind, both his hands are coming together, and they're going to smash down on the player. So what we want to do is we're only going to put a collision box right here on his hand, right hand. And because when his hands come together, they're both hitting the same spot. But we're going to increase the size of this a little bit. Let's try 0.7 maybe. Yeah, 0.7 might be pretty good, but you can always adjust this later. Then next, okay, so that was the right hand spear. We're going to go back to the action spear. And this is the kick. He's going to kick and stop the player. And we're going to set that up in a moment. So we're going to move this here like this. Move this up and over. And we can go ahead, let's see, yeah, for the action spear, so let's see, we got the action spear, the right hand spear. We can increase the size of this. We can make sure it's like more like that. Take a good look. Oh, well, actually, that's actually pretty big. Actually, if anything, we might make it smaller. Let's go ahead and do that at 0.5. Yeah, I think that might be a little bit better. Make sure it covers his toes. Lift that up, like so. Now we'll go back to 0.6. We'll leave it at 0.6, and if we need to, well, no, 0.5, man, that 0.6 looks really big. We can adjust it. I'm going to leave it at 0.5 for now. And if it doesn't work, we can always change it. Like so. We're going to do a compile and a save. And I think that should cover that. Yeah. So now we need to go back to the main mesh, not the zombie mesh. And we need to adjust the asset back to the blueprint. And then we're going to do a compile and save. Now, let's go to his event graph. Now here, his animations are going to be slightly different. We're going to select that. So he's not going to have a bite because, you know, he's tall. So we're going to, instead of that, we're going to change that to a, let's say, a stomp. And then the other thing we're going to change is, let's see, we're going to use a kick, which is the soccer ball kick. And then the two, we're just going to type 2H. And this is the one where I told you earlier just to change this to 2H attack, because otherwise it's going to be a plain zombie attack. So we're going to use the 2H attack, which is that overhand attack. And we're going to do a compile and save. And then while we're here, because I can't remember if we set up the montages for this. I believe we did, but let me just double check. So you can hit this little button right here, and it'll open up where the location of that particular one is. So this is the stomp. Let's double click it. Yeah, we set up the montages earlier, so I think we did that in the beginning stages. So we should be good. And again, we have this double stomp here, so it may do twice the damage, but we'll see. So, but we just want to make sure it hits the player. That's why I got the two montages here. We can close that. So I believe I did that for all of them, but we can double check them real quick. Yep. And yes. Yeah, that's going to be cool. Okay. I should give him a shotgun. No, I'm just kidding. Okay, we're going to close that. Next, for his particular applied melee damage, we're going to change it a little bit because he's a boss. So maybe for his over the head spear, maybe it does 50 points. Or maybe, let's see. Yeah, the right hand spear. Okay, so we can make this one be the heavy hitting damage, and you can adjust this any way you want. So remember, our character's only got 300 health. So right here, like even with this, I'm going to increase this to 30. So every time he does anything with this kick, he'll basically do about, 10% of the player's damage. And then here I'm just doing 50 points just because. Now you can adjust these values any way you want. It's your game. You can do it however you want. So compile and save. And that should cover the three zombies. So now we're going to need to move on to the actual zombie dancers. Go back to the content folder. Third person, blueprint, AI, dancers. Now, for the dancers, I can't remember. Okay, yeah, we're going to open it up. Go to the full blueprint. Now, see, I didn't put the skeletal zombie mesh here, which is okay. We're going to select that. We're going to select an add. And we're going to add a skeletal mesh. And we're going to call this zombie, if we spell it right, zombie mesh. And we can do a compile and a save. And then for this one here, we're going to put, let's see. Yeah, we're going to put a zombie mesh here. So we're going to do the same thing. So we're going to type in the word 10. And that's going to give us our zombie here. Oh, sorry, we can go to the viewport for that. Like that. And we can do a compile and a save. And then what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to change this animation blueprint. We're going to need the ABP zombie blueprint, and that's going to match like so. We're going to go back to the regular mesh, select it up here. In the top here, we're just going to type in VIS. And that's going to be the visibility. And we're going to uncheck that. We're also going to, remember, change this again. So always tick pose the refresh bone so it can follow everything. And then do a compile and save. Okay, and you can see our zombie here, he's kind of moving around a little bit, which is good. Now we're going to go into the event graph, and we're going to need to add some logic here. We're going to need to add a begin play, event begin play. We're going to add a delay here. We're going to hold down the D button and click the left button. That's going to give us that. We're going to set it for 3 seconds because we're going to have these dancers dance after the main boss dies. So yeah, and then right off of here, well, actually, we're going to grab the main mesh here, and we're going to drag off of here, and we're going to do play montage. I guess we could do the play anim montage, but we're just going to do this one. And what we want to do is we want to do this 4 times, okay? So we're going to take this, and we're just going to hit the duplicate button. And we're going to connect each one to the complete of the next one. So one will play after the other. Control D. Remember to do it on the complete. Because if you do it on this one, it'll play the animation. It'll try to play the animations at the same time, and that doesn't work. Control D again. I would assume you'd get errors and things, so yeah, I wouldn't do that. Like so. Now, we've got all 3 of these. Let me see. So I'm going to reduce this down here like this. I just like my code to be really neat. Just because from a distance it's clean, easy to troubleshoot. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're going to select this here. And then we're just going to type in the word thriller. That's the thriller dances. So we're going to do the montage thriller 1. And we're just going to go in order and do that for all of them. Thriller 2. Thriller 3. And Thriller 4. And we're going to do a compile and a save. And that should conclude that. So yeah, we can close the Z dancer out. And let's see here. Okay. Yeah, the other thing is with the Z dancer, I want to do an F2 here. And I want to change it to 0, 1 and hit enter. Just because it'll make it easier from when I'm duplicating later and just keeping track of all the zombies. There was one other thing I think I forgot, and I want to go back to the zombie dance. We're going to open them back up, and we want the, I think it was something with placed. Yeah, see, we don't want to only have him placed in the world. We want to have it to where he's placed or spawned. So let's make sure we add that as well and do a compile and save. And then I guess, yeah, now we should be able, we can close this out again. And let's go over to the third person, and let's just drag him into our level and make sure he starts doing the thriller dance. So we're just going to grab our zombie, put him out here. We don't have to face him. We're just going to hit play. And we're going to see what he does. Yep, he's doing the thing. He's doing that thing. That's so funny. Okay. Exit out of that. We can remove our zombie from the level because we were just testing him. Now we're going to make some more dancer zombies because we don't want him dancing by himself. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a control D. That'll give us zombie 2. Hit enter. Control D again. Hit enter. And then we're just going to go ahead and do a Control Shift S. And we can go ahead and open these up. Get in the viewport. Zombie mesh. Same thing like before. We're going to do, let's see, the girl, I guess, next. Right? And then we're going to compile and save. We can, that should be all we need for that, and close that. Now, see, she's changed already. Now we're going to do the final zombie, which will be the zombie mesh here. And then we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it with the clown. And do a compile and save. Yeah, we're not going to see it in the viewport until we close it. And then, you know, obviously you could reopen it and you'll see that in the viewport, he is there. Okay, so we're going to head back over to our player controller, or zombie player controller, rather. And now we're going to need to make our zombie counter. So we want to count how many zombies we're killing. So that way, once a certain amount is reached, the big boss will hop out and kill us. So we're going to start that out by going in here, and we're going to do a custom event. And we're going to call this trigger zombie count. Now we're going to need to hold down the B button, and we're going to need 1 and then left click 2 branches real quick. And we're going to drag off of here. And we're going to drag off of the false for this one. And we're going to add something here. So we're going to add, let's see, I want to say it's a less or equal. No, maybe it's greater. Or equal. Yeah, so for this one, we're going to do greater or equal. And then for this one, we're just going to do a plain equal. And what we want to do is we're going to drag our zombie counts. So we're going to need, let's see, the first thing we're going to need is the current zombie count. Put that there. And then right here, we're going to need the, I think what's the current zombie count? Yeah, we're going to need, okay, a new zombie count here. I think we need to make one more. So we're just gonna duplicate this. And we're gonna call this max. Yeah, because we're gonna set the wave. I just thought about it. Zombie. Max zombies. Yeah, that's what we'll call it. And we're gonna drag that on here. Because you can normally just type it in right here, but we're gonna actually set it. So for the default, well, first let's do a compile and save. For the default of the max zombie count, we're just going to set it to, I guess, 2. So if you know, yeah, we're just to give it a default instead of 0. Now, over here, we're going to need to do the current zombie count. So I'm holding down the control button, and I'm grabbing the current zombie count. Trying to neaten this code up a bit. And then we're going to need to do that increment node that I talked about previously. So we're just going to do, we're just going to type in the, I guess, plus sign twice. So we can back up. And that'll give us the increment node, which is the plus plus. And then we're going to take the current zombie count, drag it, put it on there. Wait, hold on. Okay, so I grabbed the wrong one. So let me see here. Let's do it this way. Grab the current zombie count. And then we're just going to do the plus sign twice. because we want the integer version, so it's not trying to convert it. Drag that there. Then we're going to hold down the Alt button, and then we're going to grab the current zombie count again, and we're going to set it. We're going to set it to the increment. So every time that one goes up, it keeps going up. Then we're going to need the new zombie count. Hold down the Alt button and release. And we're going to connect these up to each other, because when the current zombie count changes, the new one will change. And then we're going to need to do, let's see. Trying to remember. Okay. Oh, you know what? This I don't think belongs here. I think, yeah, I'm going to have to change that. Okay. So what we can do is, yeah, we're going to add this kill count here. So just hold down the Alt button. Drag here. And connect it. I may have to change that later because I can't remember. But that's okay. All right, so we're going to do a print string. Actually, no, we don't need to do a print string. We're just going to add it to the main hub. That's what we'll do. Or actually, no, we can still do this because this we can do just so for testing purposes. We're going to do a print string, and we're going to do, in all caps, dead zombie. Just as a trigger. Do a compile and a save. Now that this code is done, okay, so here, let me set this up here. All right, so you can take a look at the code, copy it. I'll do it in this part first here. Then next, finish it off here. And we should be set. Now let's go ahead and highlight this. And we're just gonna label this. So we're gonna call this zombie kill count. How about I take the caps lock off? Zombie kill count. I'm gonna change the color. Well, I'm gonna use the bubble too. Change that to, I'm gonna do it a pink color. I want it like a lighter pink. There we go. Yeah, that would work. Lighter pink. Okay. So now we're gonna have to lower this down because on the true, if the max zombies has been reached, we want to trigger the zombie spawn. So right here, we're just gonna drag off here and do another print string. See, I'm gonna change this color to yellow. I'll hit OK. And then I'm going to we're going to do it for about, we're going to set this up for 5 seconds to show. Then what we need is this, this creator. So we're going to disable. So hold on Alt and drag this onto there, as we're going to set this to false because we don't want zombies to still keep coming after the boss is here. And we're going to just go ahead and put a thing here and just call it boss coming. Like so. And then we're only going to do this once. So we're not going to have the boss coming multiple times. So we're going to, that sounded weird. But anyway, do once. He's only going to spawn once. Oh my God, that was bad. Okay. And then after that, we're going to do a spawn boss thing right here. But first, we're going to have to make the code for that. So let's go ahead and do the actual, we're just going to make the event real quick. So we're going to do a custom event. And we're going to name it boss spawn. or rather spawn boss maybe. That would make more sense, I guess. Yeah, spawn boss. All right, do a compile and save. So once we do that, okay, so once we do all this logic in the true, once we've hit our max, then we're going to go ahead and on the complete, we're just gonna spawn the boss. So let's just do spawn boss, like so. All right. And make sure you do a compile and save. Okay, now before we spawn our boss, let's just go ahead and make sure we have the wave thing going. So let's go ahead, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna make another custom event. We're gonna make 3 custom events actually. And we're gonna call this first zombie wave. And we're just gonna make another one. So we're just gonna keep doing that. We're gonna make 2 more. Okay, so now we're gonna grab, okay, so now that we have these here, we can do a compile and save. And what we're gonna need is, we're gonna need the max, and then we're gonna have to enable a zombie creator. So let's go ahead and just hold down the Alt button, and we're gonna grab the zombie, the max zombie one we just made. And with the Alt button still held, we're going to go to the zombie creator. Okay, so we're gonna connect these up, set that to true, and then we're just gonna highlight this, and then we're just gonna hold down D and left click twice. Oh wait, no, that's not. Sorry. Oh my gosh. Okay, we're gonna hover the mouse over here, do a Control D, and hover the mouse again, Control D, and then we're just gonna connect all these up. Yeah, sometimes I get confused with my shortcuts. D and left click is just delay. And Control D is to duplicate, well, copy and paste, so all in one function, which is nice. All right, so for our first wave, that's going to be our test wave. We're going to say 1 zombie. For our middle wave, just a quick 10-minute or few minute match. We do 10 zombies. And for our third wave, we can do 10,000 zombies. No, I'm just kidding. We can do 1,000 zombies, or we could just do 100. Do a compile and save. And that should cover our zombie wave creator. So we're gonna, let's see, we're gonna make sure this is a little bit closer together. And then we're gonna select all this. And then we're gonna make this a green color. And then we're going to hit OK. Do hit the show the bubble. And then for the comment here, we're just gonna change it to zombie waves. And then we're gonna do a compile and save. And we can like to keep the code nice and neat. There we go. All right, this is looking pretty good. Okay, now you remember earlier I said we need to create the spawn the boss. So once all the max zombies have hit, we're gonna go ahead and create that logic now. So just hold down the D button and do a left click. That'll give us that delay like I did earlier. We're gonna set this to 1 second just to give him a little time to spawn in. And then right here, we're gonna do a spawn spawn actor. Spawn actor from class. And then right here, we're going to do our BP, zombie 3. Because that's the zombie, that's the boss zombie there. We're going to split these pins. And we're going to set up the location later for this. Because we're going to use the zombie dancer's location. So wherever they spawn, that's where he's going to spawn. Right here, we're going to need to promote this variable just to make life easier for us. And this is going to be our zombie ref. And then we're going to add, okay, so because we're going to be doing the AI controller again, so this is important. So we're going to put the AI controller. Yeah, we're going to get the AI controller. And with this node, it's funny, you always have to put a delay here. Otherwise, it just doesn't work right. I don't know if it just takes time, I guess, for it to do something. So I like to put this at 0.5. And then right here, we're going to drag off of here, and we're going to add possessible. Like so. And we don't have to worry about this sequence asset here. That's fine. All right, that should cover that. So let's just go ahead and we're going to highlight this. And we're going to call this the boss spawn. So we're just going to highlight it real quick. Hit the C button. Make it yellow. Because I like spawn yellow. I don't know why. And then we're going to add the bubble here. And just call it boss spawn. And then we're going to do a compile and save. Okay, so now we're not done with our spawn logic yet. We got to spawn the dancers. So let's go ahead and do that. So we're going to make a custom event. And we're just gonna call this dancer 1. So let's go ahead. Dancer 1. And we're just gonna make that a couple more times. So I'm just gonna do a control D. Let's see. Control D. Control D. And then just rename these. So right here, yeah, just dancer 2. Dancer 3. Compile. Let's see, we're gonna compile and save. And then we're gonna have to start to do our logic here. So see, we're gonna hold down the D button, do a left click. Put that there. That's going to be 2 seconds for this. Next, we're going to have to spawn actor from class. Right? And then for the actor from class, obviously we need the zombie character. So we need the Z dancer. Let's say Z dancer. Yeah, Z dancer 1. Okay, so right here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to promote this. And we're just going to call this zombies. Oh. Zombies ref. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. Zombies ref. Oh, I guess we can do zombies ref 1 and hit enter. All right, do a compile and save. Okay. Oh, also, yeah, because we haven't set the spawn yet, which is okay. We're gonna split this pin here, and we're gonna add. Let's see. We're gonna promote this, and we're gonna call this. Let's see. I guess dancer spawn. Dancer, maybe dancer one spawn. So yeah, let's do that. And now we can do a compile save. All right, let's finish this code up here. All right, so same thing like before. We're going to have to add, see, an AI controller. We're going to hold down the D button, left click, do a delay. Do it for 0.5 seconds. And then we're going to add possessible. And like this. There we go. And then we're gonna add a sound, which is gonna be the music. So we're gonna do a play sound at location. So when they spawn in, the sound will spawn in with them. And all we're gonna do is we're gonna take the dancer spawn and put that right there. And as a matter of fact, we can use the dancer spawn also for the boss. So yeah, we'll do that too. Compile and save. Now keep in mind, we don't have any values here. Now when we move over to the new map, I'll add values for that because we're gonna have to change several spawn locations. All right. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna copy all this. And then we're just gonna left click and hit D. Oh, I did it again. All right, let's try this again. So we're gonna just grab all this, and then we're gonna do right below it, Control D. You can move this over. And one more time, Control D. And that will save us some time there. And then we just want to make sure we hook everything up, you know? So like so, let's hook this up. Now for the dancer spawn, these are different dancers, so we want them all to spawn in different places. So we're gonna need to create some more, so about 2 more dancers. So we're gonna do dancer 2 spawn, and we're gonna change that to a vector right here. And we're gonna make sure that it's a single right here. And then we're gonna do that one more time. Dancer 3 spawn and enter. And then all we're gonna do is we're gonna left click. Well, we're gonna left click. Let's see, actually, hold on. Let's scroll back out a little bit. We're just gonna left click and drag and then drop it onto there. Make sure it has the green check mark and it'll replace that particular one. We'll also do that one more time right here. So now all of our dancers have their own spawns. Now, we're gonna drop this down a little bit. And then right here, we're gonna create a custom event. I don't know why I did that, custom event. And we're gonna call this Dance Victory. Yeah, Dance Victory. And then all we're gonna do is we're just gonna grab our spawn. So we're gonna grab our, let's just say dancer 1. Dancer 2. dancer. How about I spell it right again? Dancer 3. And that should cover that. All right. So, okay. Now, what we want to do here is we're going to, well, I guess I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to dock this for a second. And if you need to copy this code, you can. I'm just going to expose this part right here because the other ones are exactly the same. So everything's the same. Oh, one thing here. We don't need the dancer spawn here. So actually there is a difference. So I guess I'll show them all. So we don't need to play the sound at all the locations because it'll play 3 instances of it. We're only going to have it play the sound one time. And that's only going to be at dancer 1's location. Okay? So you can put whatever song in there, that Deadpool one, Bye Bye Bye, or Thriller, whatever you want. You can put that. You can put that in there. I think you can use like an MP3, or you can use like a wave. There's several things you can use in there, and I'm gonna get to that later once we get into the new map. But yeah, okay. So let's go back. Okay, so now we can look at the whole code. Take a moment to copy that and make sure you got it. Okay, good. So let's go ahead and we're gonna, again, I like spawn logic to be yellow. So we're gonna hit the C right here after we highlight everything. I'm gonna undock this. Hit the yellow. Doesn't have to be the same yellow, it can be close. Then do the show bubble. And then right here, we're just gonna call it, I guess zombie dancers maybe? Or dance spawner? How about dance spawner? Right, like so. All right. Do a compile save. All right, as we look back, you see we got several different spawn events. We've got the dance spawner. We've got the zombie waves. So this is looking pretty good. Okay, so for this next step here, we're gonna start with a character selector. We're inside, right in here in the player controller. Then zoom in a little bit. And the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna make some custom events. So we'll do a custom event. For the first one, we're just gonna call it, let me zoom in a little bit. We're just gonna call it character 1. And enter. And then we're gonna grab some logic here. We're gonna put that together first. We're gonna grab this BP hero. And what we want is we want to get the skeletal mesh assets. We're gonna set skeletal mesh asset. And we want to just grab the plain one because this is our regular mesh. We don't want the ranged or any of the weapon meshes or anything. So let's just grab the main mesh here. And then we're gonna need to create a variable. And we're gonna call it, let's see, it's gonna have to be a Boolean. And we're gonna call it selected character. Or maybe, let's try this. Let's try chosen character. Question mark. And then what we want to do is just hold down the Alt key, left click, and drag it onto the right here. And what we want is we're going to hook this up. We want to change the mesh to whatever character we put in here. So we're going to do this 4 times because I'm going to have 4 different characters that we can choose from. Let's move this over a little bit, clean it up a little bit. Move this up here. All right, so with that highlighted, we're just gonna hover the mouse down here and do a Control D. And we're gonna do that 2 more times. Control D. Okay. Now, what we want to do is we're going to go ahead and change these events so that character 1, character 2, etc. And then right here, we're going to go ahead and reselect this because we want it to say chosen, the character's been chosen. And then we do a compile and save. Let's move this over here. Down here. And then we can zoom in. Oh, this looks not so great. Let's scoot that over just a little bit. And then what we want to do is we want to select all this. Hit C. And we're going to change this to purple for the character select. And do this here. And we're just going to call this character selector. So let's go ahead and comment character selector. And then we'll compile save. All right, so we're not done with this character selector because we got to put some characters in here. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to go to our meshes. Okay. And we're going to start with we'll start with the man mesh. We're going to duplicate it. We're going to go in this folder, but we're going to go into full. And I guess you can choose whatever character you want. I'm going to personally choose this number 3 here. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to right click it and then do a Control D. And that's just going to duplicate it. And right here it says 5, but I don't want it to be called 5. I'm just going to call it 03 and then A. Like so. Control Shift S. Now, let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to open this up. And we're going to change the actual color of this character. So, I'm just trying to create a little simple character creator here that you guys can have some diversity. So right here, this main body here, because we're selecting element 2 here. We're going to go right here, and we're going to duplicate this. So do a Control D. Okay, hit enter, and we can do a Control Shift S just to save that. And what we want to do is we're going to open this up, and right here, this texture here, we're going to alter a little bit. But what we're going to do is we're going to hold down the M key and do a left click, and that's going to give us something called a multiply. And we're just going to drag off here and connect that there. Connect this here. And we're going to grab something called a vector parameter. So just right click on the graph, type in vector parameter. And right here, we're just going to say change color. That's all this is. And then we're going to just simply drag it up here. And right there, it's going to change the color. So now what we want to do is, okay, so we're going to double click into here. And we can choose the color. Maybe you want a Hulk green. So let's see how that looks. Let's hit OK. Let me see, did that work? Okay, Hulk green. Okay, oh, we got to go back here. And what we need to do is change this one. So we're going to go, well, actually, open up your content drawer. And then right here, while this is highlighted, we're going to use this arrow here to change it to man body 1. Now, now right here, we don't have a compile, we have an apply, so we can hit apply and a save. And if we go back to this character, you'll see that he's changed in color. It's not perfect, like his eyes are a different color and all that, but you get the basic idea. So we got the Hulk blue you can do. You can have fun with it, you know. You can do, I guess we call this a Simpson yellow, right? Remember, you got to hit apply that. And then look, now we got the Simpson yellow. Well, it's more of a, I don't know, like Guardian of the Galaxy, whoever that guy is, that's gold. Okay, so but I'm instead I'm gonna change it to a human color. We're gonna change it to a browner color, which is like almost like an orange. It's like a darker orange, I want to say. So it's right around here somewhere. Let's see. We can darken that up. We're gonna hit OK for a second. I don't like that. Looks really yellow. There we go. Now it's looking right in there. It's looking a little bit more brown. A little bit more. There we go. Now that looks like a deep brown. Let's see. Okay, let's see what happens when we do that. We'll hit apply. Save. Yep. Now we got a brown person. We got a beige person and a brown person. So the world's a beautiful, safe place again. So yeah, like I said, you can do whatever colors you want. You can choose whatever characters you want. I'm just doing something simple here for you guys to learn and have fun with. Yeah, I don't know why I keep doing that, but that's okay. That MA is big, but that's okay. Okay, so we've got that character made. Okay, and then while we're here, we can actually close this. While we're here, we're going to go back to the zombie one right here. And we're going to go back to our man folder, back to the meshes, back to the full. And for character one, we're going to use the default. And we're just going to highlight it. And then we're going to just input it in there. For character 3, we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to use our new character here. And we're just going to do the same thing, highlight them, and then put them in here with the arrow. Just click that, and it'll populate it. All right, so we got 2 more spots. So let's go and change our other mesh. So we can go back to the content folder, go to our adventure woman, go to her mesh, adventure, UE5. Make sure you use the UE5 because it'll swap over. If you use the UE4, it won't. So keep that in mind. Go to the full, and then we're just going to use this character here. So we're going to Control D, and at the end of it, we're just going to put A. And let me see. I think this was 2. Let me go back to 2. Oh, hold on. Let me see. Oh, okay. So yeah, this is 1 full. This is 2. I'm going to change this. I want this to be 1A. Okay, there we go. Just in case I want to make extra colors, I can do A, B, C, or whatever. So right here, we're going to open her up and do the exact same thing we did with the other character. Now, for this one, I think I'm trying to remember what element it was. I think, yeah, it's element 2. Element 2 for this one, I believe. So we're going to double click in here. We're going to hold down M to do the multiply. Connect this up like this. And we're going to make a vector parameter again. Change color. I guess we could have copied it from the other one, but it's fine. And then what we're going to do is the same exact thing. And we're going to hit apply and save. We can look at our character, see what yep, they're completely, it's a true black person. Yeah. Yeah, it's cool. Oh, what the hell? Let's just balance it out. Let's do both. Apply, save. Huh, interesting. It didn't turn it white. I thought it would. That's interesting. All right, let's see if we can turn it brown. This one looks a little bit off. Hit OK. Hit apply. Save. And we've got a brown person. That's interesting. Okay, so moving on. Don't want to spend too much time here. I know this is the longest tutorial I've probably done. So, all right. So we've got our next character here. So we can close this out. Oh wait, hit cancel. Hold on a second. Let's make sure. Let's see. Which one did we do? Oh, okay. See what I did there? I forgot to. Yeah. Okay. So if you did what I just did, here's how you can fix it. So first, we're going to open this up. And let's see. Actually, let's duplicate this. That's what we'll do. So first, what we'll do is we'll go to the folder, go right here, do a Control D, and we're going to just call this, that's fine. Yeah, you can call it whatever. Just hit enter. And then we're going to go back to the original one. And what we're going to do is we're going to delete this stuff out. So we're just going to make it back to normal. Put the base color here. Delete that and delete that. And then do an apply because we don't have a compile here and save. And then we're back to the regular base color of this character. Put that back. Okay, so we can close that. Wait, hold on. Cancel. What did I not apply? Hit save. All right, do a Control Shift S. That should apply all the changes. And then we're going to make sure we hit apply. That's what it was. And then save. And then we just close this out. Hit OK. Make sure that went through OK. So we're going to go back to our Adventure Woman. We're going to go to the actual mesh again. Make sure everything was OK. Oh. Huh. Let me see. Did I? Oh, so here's the one Adventure Woman. Did we delete? Let me see what happened here. Oh, we have to select it. So we're going to select the new material we made here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to hit this arrow just like before. And that will change it. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. All right, let me see what we got going on here. Element 0. Yeah, that should have changed it. Let me see. All right, hold on. Okay, I think I know what I did wrong. So we need to go back here to the content folder, highlight this one, and change 0 here. Like so. And this one, we can change it back, I think. So we can make this Adventure Woman 1 material. And that should make, yeah, the skirt go back to its normal thing. So, yeah, so that's, like I said, sometimes you got to play with this stuff. And sometimes you're going to make mistakes. So, like I just did. So, yeah, don't be afraid to experiment, All right, so now that should be done. We can close that out. Okay, so we need to go back to our zombie controller. And then right here, we need to go ahead and put in the different meshes here. So we're going to go back into the Adventure Woman folder, back to the meshes, back to Adventure Woman UE5, full. And we want to select our first character here. And with it highlighted, just go ahead and put the arrow in. And that's going to be character 2. And then character 4 is going to be our brown person here, which is cool. And right here. So we got all different types. So 2 males, 2 females, 2 different colors, just to keep it diverse. Compile and save. Okay, I just wanted to address the issue we had with the error in the previous video. So we're going to start from the content folder, and then we're going to go to the third person, and then what we're going to do is go into the blueprints, and then we're going to go into AI, and then into the task. This is the problem area right here, this task chase. So we're going to double click into that, and then right here what we're going to do is we're going to do a Alt and do a left click to move this random zombie jump. Make sure it's the random zombie jump. It's the same as this right here. And we're going to right click and we're going to do an is valid node. And we want to get the one, it's got like a question mark in front of it. We're going to use that. We're going to connect this one up. And we're going to make sure we go to the is valid. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab right off this controlled pawn right here. And we're going to drag it all the way over here until we hit this is valid node. We're going to double click right here. And we're going to drag this down here. And then what we're going to do is we're going to drag off of here. And we're going to do a destroy actor node right here. Okay. And then we're going to connect this up like so. And that should cover it. So, and you can neaten the code up by just, double clicking right here. Okay, so if we scroll out, this is what it's going to look like. And what's happening is, basically, if the character is still alive and is valid, we're going to let him jump. If he's not alive and he's trying to jump, we're going to destroy him. All right, that concludes this part. Back to the video. Okay, so now we're going to have a little bit more fun. We're going to go and create our UI, or we already created it, but we're going to add to it now. So we're done with this for now. We can close this stuff here just because we're going to come back to it, but just so we don't have all these tabs opened up. And we're just going to focus on the actual UI. So let's go ahead and go to, let's see, got the content folder. We're going to go to the third person, blueprint. And right here, this WB, this widget blueprint, the main hub, we're going to open this up. Now, right here, from what I noticed when I was playing around with it, this was a little bit too high. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to lower it down like two of these blocks here, maybe 1.5 block, and see how that feels. And that way, because the line trace was it was shooting lower than this actual target. And I'm trying to get it accurate, just because it'll make it more fun for gameplay. Compile and save. Now, we got to add some more stuff here. So let's start with, how about the title? Let's do a text. And we're going to use just a regular text. Drag it right here in the middle. And let's see what we got going on here. I'm going to adjust this just to make it more comfortable. And for this text block here, we're just going to call this is going to be our title. We're going to call it zombie kill count. Because that's all we care about in this game. We care about killing zombies, right? So let's do that. Let's open that up a little bit. And we're going to change the size of this. This is a little bit too small. So we want to go under the font tab here under appearance. And we're going to change this to maybe, let's try 36. Let's try, we'll hit enter. Maybe a little bit bigger. Let's see. Yeah, kill count. I don't know how this box thing works, but that's okay. All right. We're going to drag it. Yeah, nice and big. There we go. That's kind of cool. Okay, let's make sure we center this a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect, but, just so it's not annoying. And then what we're going to need to do is we're going to, just to make the words pop a little bit, we're going to need to do I want to do an outline setting. And we're going to do an outline of 5. I've played around with it, and it gives that cool, like, black color around it. I like that. So that's what I have it set at. Then next, we're going to go up here to the anchor. And we're going to anchor this top middle. And yeah, it should be good. It's more at the top there. And like I said, you can play around with this. And nothing has to be perfect either. Just try to have fun with this. All right. So moving on, we're going to need some character buttons. Or actually, we're going to need a text to tell us how much we're changing it. So we're going to do another text right here. Grab one of these texts. Put it right down here. Now this one doesn't have to be as big. what we're going to put right here in its place is we're just going to type the word in 100 or numerical value of 100. And what we're going to do is we're going to change the font size here. We're going to make this, let's try 36 for this. That's pretty good. I think that works. Make sure it's in the middle. And the same thing with this, we're gonna need to, I want to add the outline. So I like to use 5 for that. And I guess the kill count could be a little bit bigger. Let's try a little bit bigger. Let's try 46. There we go. That's a little bit bigger. And I think that's a little bit better. Now for this, we're going to call this the zombie. We're going to call this kill count text. And then we're going to set this as a variable so that way we can see it and we can change it on the graph, okay? Do a compile and save. Same thing with this. You're going to have to do the anchor. So set it towards this middle part here. Compile and save. And I think we did the anchor for this already. If not, you can always do it multiple times. Won't hurt it. Then next, we're going to need to create some buttons. Okay? So, all right. We're going to create, well, before we create the buttons, let's create the health bar. So we're going to do something called a progress bar. We're going to grab that and just drag that right on here. And then for this, we're gonna just open it up, like make it nice and not too big, but pretty big. And then for the fill color or opacity, let's see what we got here. Yeah, we're also going to add a text here. So we can add the health text here. Or, sorry. Grab the text. Put that in there. Make sure that it's parented to the progress bar. So, which I think it is. Okay. So we're going to set this up for, we're just going to type in health. And we're inside the health text right now. So we're just going to do this center alignment. We're also going to change the font size. Let's try 36. That's a little bit big. Let's try 32. Make it a little bit bigger there. Like so. And then for the progress bar, we're going to just highlight that, and we're going to call it the health bar. And do a compile and save. And let's go back to the text here and set that outline up again. It's right here under outline settings. 5. Compile and save. Okay, so now we're going to need to change the style. So right here under style, we're going to change the color. So let's just see, changed it to, that's the tint. So we can change the tint here, make it red or orange, like so. So actually, this is the background. So I don't think we want it red for this. I think what we're going to want is, yeah. So right here under the background, we're going to change this to, let's say like a black. And let's change its alpha to like 0.5. And we'll just hit OK. And that'll be the background. So now when we're looking at this, we're going to need to change this color here. So we're going to change this to the red. like so. And for us to see that, we can start it out with the percent high. So it's going to go from 0 to 1. So we can drag it like so, and we can just leave it like that. But yeah, that's the way that's done. So yeah, so the background will be the thing that you'll see once the progress bar moves back. So we'll just go ahead and compile and save. Now, yeah, we can't put this text on here, so we're gonna have to anchor both of these. So let's first click the button, or the progress bar, I'm sorry, and then let's just anchor it to the far right. Let's go ahead, click on the text, and anchor it to the far right. And then do a compile and a save. Now we're gonna move on to making buttons, and these buttons are gonna be for our zombie waves. Okay, so let's go ahead. We're gonna type in button up here. Click the button. We're gonna drag and drop it on here on the bar. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna make it a little bit bigger. Move that up. And then we're going to, well, we can change the color and everything in a moment. But first, let's go ahead and get a text. We're going to grab the text, drag it on there. Now you see that this little arrow here, it basically it added it to its child. So it's a parent child right here. That's what this is for. So if you click that, it'll hide it. Now let's go back to the button here. We're going to click on the button, and we're going to call this zombie wave, I guess, zombie wave button, zombie wave BTN, and we'll say 1. Okay. And we want to change this text here. We're going to call it just zombie wave 1. So let me see, where is that at? The text. Oh, here it is. Text. So we're going to change the text. Like so. Yep. And compile and save. Now that we have these, this right here. Oh, I like the outline. So we're going to add the outline of this one as well. Hit 5 for that. And there we go. Now you can make this bigger if you want. I mean, I guess, yeah, we can make it a little bit bigger. Let's make it 30. Yeah, that's kind of cool. Let's do 30. And we'll open up the button a little bit. There we go. Now do a compile and save. And then what we're going to do is we're going to grab this right here, and we're just going to duplicate it. So just do a Control D. And we're going to grab this number 2 one here. Just grab the whole button and drag it and put it right underneath. You know, put it somewhere where it make it look, you know, as neat as possible. We're going to do a Control D again. And that's going to give us another one. Like so. There we go. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you know, you want it neat. This is the way I like it. Pretty neat. And then we're going to do a compile save. And then we're going to have to change the text on some of these. So let's go ahead and change this one. Instead of this being, all of them being 1, we can make that one 2. Make the text in this one. We're going to make this one 3. Do a compile and save. And then for the button, we're going to click on the button. Same thing up here. We're going to change this. And I'm going to change this to button 2. Then this final button here, I'm going to change it to button 3. And enter. Do a compile save. Now, we're going to need to change the color. I want to change the color of these. So I'm going to do like almost like a green, yellow, red thing. So depending on that, we're just going to change it. So let me show you that. All right, so for the style, we're just going to change it to, open that up. Let's see, we're going to change, I think it's the tint we're going to change, and we're going to make it green. Yeah, that's what it is. Make it like a bright, fun green. That's okay. And then, yeah, I think that looks pretty good. Let's just do it like that. Hit OK. Then we're going to select this one. I'm going to make that a yellow. So we're going to select this, make it a yellow, make it a deep yellow. There we go. Nice, bright, vibrant yellow. Make it a nice, fun, easy game. So, and then for the final one, we're gonna do orange. We're not gonna do red because the health is red. So let's do an orange here. Make it orange. Yeah, that looks really orange. You know what? I don't like that green, man. Let me fix that. I want the green to look more green. Maybe if I do it down a little bit. Uh, I guess that's pretty good. I don't want to spend too much time on that. All right. Now for these, and as well for these, let's see. We're going to, yeah, for the text and the button, we're going to need to, not the padding. Okay, so yeah, right here we're gonna have to fix the anchors on these. So we're gonna do again, we're gonna just do the upper corner here. Make sure we do that. Hit the button here. You only have to do it for the button because the anchor is already part of the text is anchored, or the text is parented or childed to the button. So just hit the buttons here, and then that'll make sure the buttons stay in the upper right corner. All right, it's coming along nicely. Now I know these buttons and everything look big and they're gonna be in the way, but once we select them, you'll see how it works. It's gonna all work out. So, because they're gonna disappear. This is just only for the character selection screen. So we're gonna grab this text here, and we're gonna put another text right here, and we're gonna call this. We're gonna say select a character. Or select character. We'll just keep it simple. And we're gonna do our outline thing. Remember, it's under the outline setting. Oh, let me hit cancel for that. We're gonna do 5 for that. All right. And then let's see. I guess we can make this a little bit bigger as well. We can make this a 30. Make sure we center it somewhat. And then I'm gonna make this a little bit faded. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna change the alpha for the under the appearance of the opacity, and just make it a little bit faded. Not too much, but just because we're gonna put some buttons here to select our other characters. So we're gonna do a compile and a save. All right, coming along. Now we're coming along here. Okay, so for this, make sure that we're gonna have to anchor it. At least I think we are. Let's see, where is that anchor at? Yeah, I don't know why it's closed. I think it's under here. Yeah, so we're gonna select the anchor right here, and we're just gonna connect to the side because it's more to the side than anything. So that's why we're anchoring it that way. And then we're gonna make some more buttons because we got to make the character select buttons. So we're gonna do button. Oh, make sure you do a compile save all the time. Drag this button out here. We're gonna put it right here, and we're gonna add a text to this button. We're gonna change this to the number 1. We're gonna give it an outline. And let's see, I think that should be pretty good. I guess that's a good button size. All right. Now, what we're going to do right here is we're going to highlight the button, and we're just going to go ahead and Control D. And the button should be in the upper left-hand corner when it appears, and it is. We're going to put it right here. Then we're going to do a Control D again. And then a Control D again. And I'm just using these little blocks here to help me line these up. And I'm not doing such a great job, am I? All right. All right, so why does it look so crooked? Okay, I'm not gonna spend time on that. So we're gonna select each one. We're gonna make sure not all of them say 1 for 1. And we're gonna change the numbers. Like so. The other thing is I want to change the color of this. So the one, we're going to make this, I guess, a male character. So for the male characters, we're going to use the same color. So we're going to click on this normal tint here. We're going to change it to maybe like a blue. Do it like a really concentrated blue. And then right here, we're just going to copy one of these things here. I think this hex linear might be a good one. I'm going to right click it, copy it. And we're just going to hit OK. We're going to select this button. And well, actually, we can go back here and we can just right click this and copy the color here, select this here, and then paste it here. Now they're the same. Make sure you do a compile save. And then we're going to do for the other two, we're going to do pink for the females. So we're going to have the females and the pink one. Oh my gosh, I hope I don't get canceled. I mean, you can put it any way you want. I'm just making something for you guys to follow. All right, so we got that one here. Hit OK. And then do a copy. Then we're going to right click here. Oh, no, not there. Sorry. We're going to click on this and then same thing and do a paste. So now we've got all these. But we're going to still need to anchor them. So, okay, so we're going to just, oh yeah, we're just going to call this, we should probably name the button. So let's just call this character button 1. All right. We're going to Control C that. Do the same thing for this one. But remember, we got to back up 1 and make that 2. And 3. And 4. Oh, first we got to, and then back up and hit 4. And then we're going to do a compile save. And you know, like I said, if you can line the buttons up the best you can. I mean, you're only going to see them for a moment anyway. Because once you, the way we're going to set this up, once you select one of the characters, it's going to make this disappear. So now next, we're going to need to do another button. And we're going to drag it right here underneath. I'm going to make sure I anchored all these. So these are going to be to the side. Sorry if I do things multiple times. It's just because I want to make sure it's right. So let's continue. All right. Let's go ahead and hit us. Let's do a text. We're going to grab and drag this on here. If you're not familiar with widgets, hopefully this, what I'm showing is helping. Because because I remember I had a lot of trouble with it because I just got confused on why stuff was moving around and all that stuff. We're gonna call this a start button. Start, player start. Yeah, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do a highlight, same thing here, outline, and we can make this button a little bit bigger. And for the start, I'm gonna leave it gray. I like the gray, so I'm gonna leave it as that. Now, when you hover over these, you could change it too. So, like for instance, oh, I don't know, like let's click on this, right? And what we can do is we can do like a little bit of a darker gray or something. So when we hit OK, oh wait, sorry, we don't want to do it there. Let me go back. Okay, so like what you can do is there's a part here where it's called hovered. So that way when you're hovering over it, I mean, we can do that real quick. Let's see here, style. All right, see this hovered right here? So we can take this hovered and we can change the tint of it. So you may want it to be a bright white or something when it hovers over, or you might want it to be a little bit darker. So I'm gonna go with something a little bit darker to show that we're selecting that. And yeah, we can hit OK. And then for that, what we can do is, because we're in the hover, we can minimize it. Actually, no, that looks horrible. Let's change that. Let's make it like purple or something. Let's make it like, or pink, maybe. No, not pink. Maybe white? Like I don't know. Let's try white. Or maybe a yellow. Maybe like a yellowish green. And make it really intense to where it's almost white. And hit OK. And then what we can do is we can just right click and we can copy that. And then we can go to all of our buttons, right? Well, let's minimize that. And we can just right click and paste. And that's going to change each of the hovered. So when it hovers over it, it's going to change the color when you hover the mouse over it. You don't have to do this. It's just something extra, but the details count in games. So remember, you're only hitting the hovered. And you could do it on Preston and everything, but I don't think that's necessary. We could do a compile and a save. Okay, so now that we've got most of I think we got all the logic here for this. So now we're going to need to go, not logic, but the actual look and feel. Actually, I'm going to raise this up just a little bit. There we go. And then what we can do is we can go over here to the graph. And as you can see here, we're gonna have to add some logic to this graph, okay? So first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna need a custom event. And we're gonna call it update health bar. And then for this, we're gonna need to put two variables here. So we're gonna need the regular health. So we're gonna put health here. All right, health. And we want to set this to a float. We're going to add another one. This is max health. And it's already set to float. We're going to do a compile and a save. And now when you're calculating the percentage, because that's what we're going for here, we're just going to, it's actually pretty simple. You're just going to drag off of here into a divide operator. So you want to divide the max health by the, man, I don't want it like that. You're going to divide the health by the max health like this. And then we're going to need the health bar. I'm going to put that on the graph. And then what we want to do is we want to set percent. Drag off of here, connect that. And the output will be right here for what the percent will be. Like so. Okay, do a compile save. Okay, so now we want to get PC zombie controller message. We're going to be using that. We're going to drag off of here, and we're going to get player controller. Make sure it's this green pure function here. And then we want the on clicked. So what we want to do is find the start button. Oh, I didn't. This is my fault. We got to go back to the designer. Well, we can do a compile save here. We got to go, let's see, compile save. We're going to go to the designer, and we're going to find the start button. We're just going to grab it right here. And we're going to change this to start button. Just to make our naming convention equal or easy, so it's not just button number 2 or whatever. Go back to the graph. And there's our start button. We're going to grab it, set it here, and we're going to have it activate this right here. Oh, wait. Sorry, that's not what I meant to do. We're going to highlight the start button, scroll down, on clicked. We want to get the, when we press the start button, which is on clicked, and put that right here. Okay. Then we're going to go ahead, we're going to promote this to a variable. We're going to leave it as default, hit compile and save. Now, we're going to need to grab the start button variable again. We definitely will need it. And we're going to get it. And what we're going to do is we're going to set visibility. And we're going to set the visibility to hidden. So once we execute this code, we're going to set the visibility. Now, we need to add something right here from our player controller, but we need to add it to the player controller. So we need a start game event. So what we're going to need to do is go into our player controller right here, open it up. And I guess I think I'm going to set it up here. Let me make sure I didn't already add one. I don't think we did. No, we didn't. No, we didn't. We're going to add it here at the top. And we're going to right click and we're going to do a custom event. Start game. That's what this particular one's going to be for. Inside of our zombie controller. Okay. Now that we've created that, now we can go to the main menu and we can call it from our ref right here. And we can, again, we can call the start game from here. So you can just drag right off of here. Start. Spell it right. There we go. Start game. So once we click the button, we're going to start the game. It's going to set all that to invisible and all this type of stuff. So that's what's going to happen there. Oh, let's neaten that up a little bit. And then do a compile save. Okay. All right, so now we're going to need to do a couple more things here. So we're definitely going to use this again. So we're going to need to create a custom event. So we're going to call this custom event. We're going to call this hide zombie buttons or zombie wave. We're going to hide zombie wave buttons here. Control D to duplicate. Hide character buttons here. like so. And then what we're going to do is we're just going to grab this and just Control D and then Control D. And we can hook these up. And then what we're going to do, all the zombie wave buttons, we're just going to grab them and drag them onto the graph. So we can just, well, let's see, we can just touch them here. Just grab it and drag that. These are zombie wave buttons. All three of them. Got 3 zombie waves. And then we've got our character buttons. We're going to grab and drag and put that on here. Do a compile and save. And then we're going to also need to grab these again and just highlight them and then hit Control D for duplicating. And we're going to line these up right here and just connect them. And for these, we're going to set them to visible because these are going to be visible at different times. So for this one down here at the bottom, we're going to need the start button. So we're just going to grab the start button, drag it, touch it to that one. And then we're going to need the character buttons. So we're going to make sure we grab all those, put those up here. And then we're going to do a compile and a save. Now, we're going to also need to hide that text button. So we're going to go back to our designer. And for this right here, we need to make this a variable. And we're just going to call this selector text. Or selector char text. Okay. Compile and save. Go back to the graph, and then we're going to go ahead and grab that text thing right here and just going to set that right there because we want to hide all that. So when these different things are applied, so once you select one of these, it's going to hide it, okay? And then it's going to show the visibility of the character buttons. And then once you have the character buttons, then it's going to hide the start. It's going to make the start button visible. So yeah. So, and as a matter of fact, we need to go back and we need to hide the other buttons. So let's just go ahead and go through and we're going to set the visibilities. We can leave, I think the zombie ways we can leave, but we're going to need to take this one and we're going to have to type in visibility. Okay, so now we're going to go ahead and we're going to set the visibility. So we're just going to select this here and then just type in VIS and we're going to make this hidden. So by default, it'll be hidden. We're just going to select each button like the same way, you know, just make them hidden. We only want them to be visible when the code activates. Because by default, they're hidden. All right, let's do a compile and a save. All right, let's head back to our graph. Move this down a little bit. Now we need to add the on clicked for the buttons. So we're going to do the on clicked for the 3 waves. So we're going to hit this one. Number 2, hit that one. And then the number 3, hit that one. All right. So right here, we're going to need that hide the zombie wave buttons. We're going to need that. We're going to need to drag off of here and get the player controller. We'll just right click, get player controller message. Or is it zombie? I'm sorry, PC. There we go. Yeah, just type in PC zombie. Hook that up. We're going to drag off of here and we're going to get the player controller. We're going to get that pure function. And then what we want to do is we're going to add these. We're just going to do a Control D. And then hover down here, Control D again. And we're just going to connect this stuff up. Compile and save. Now, we need to add from here, we need to add that the controller or the first wave. So we just type in first. So we need these first zombie waves from the player controller. That's going to activate that. So we're going to do that for the second one here. And then right here, we're going to drag off and get the third. And then we're going to do a compile save. And it should look like that. Okay, so we're going to grab all this stuff right here. Actually, let's grab this one. We're going to move this up. I want them next to each other because they all this whole logic kind of works together. Put it right here. Zoom in. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Hit the C button. And what we want to do is we're going to rename this. We're going to call this zombie level logic. And then we're going to do a compile and save. Okay, so let's go ahead and add the character buttons. So we're going to left click and then just add the character buttons on clicked. Do this for all of them. And then here we want to hide character buttons. I mean, and this is going to look similar to our hide wave UI. So we can almost copy what's up there at the top. So we can right click here, just type in PC, get the message, get player controller. And then we're going to need to, before we add anything, we're going to copy this code here. So just hover down right below it, Control D. Control D. And then Control D one more time. All right. Now we got to hook all these up. And then I like to line them up, keep them nice and neat. And then what we're going to need to do here is we're going to grab off of here, we're going to grab the character number 1. So we want to grab number 1 for 1, number 2 for 2, and so forth. So just we got to do that now. And then do a compile save. All right. Oh, that zoomed out quick. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and highlight this real quick. And we're just going to call this just character select logic. Zoom out. And I'm just going to move it right here. I keep forgetting. Let's go ahead and take that and let's go ahead and give them some bubbles. Bubbles are fun. So that way, from a glance, we could see what's going on. All right, compile save. Okay, so we're going to go back to the player controller for a moment because we need to make this start game logic right here, okay? So, yeah, let's do that because otherwise this stuff is not going to start. The other thing is, let's see, yeah, we're going to disconnect this real quick. Move that over there. And we're going to go ahead and connect this back up because when this game starts, it's going to pause and it's going to wait for you to select other stuff. But we got to implement the start logic. So let's go ahead and we'll hit compile and save and we'll start that now. Okay, so to start out with, we're going to hold down the B button and do a branch. And we're going to drag off of here and we're going to do an AND Boolean. Because we want 2 conditions to happen before the player can start the game. We want them to choose their character and their, the zombie wave level. So to do that, we're just going to grab the choose character, drag that up here. Oh, I'm sorry. We want to actually do the choose character, yes, but we also want to do the create zombie. So the zombie creator, we're going to also drag that here. Because we don't want the zombie creator starting until the game has started. So, okay. Next, we're going to go over here. We're going to show mouse cursor. We're going to set that to false because we're starting the game. And then we're going to pause, game pause. We're going to also set that to false. Okay. Because we don't want the game paused because we're about to play. And then finally, we want to take our zombie creator we have right here and put it right here. Like so. And then we're going to do a compile and a save. Now, so right here, when we hit the start button from our, this start button is actually inside of our main hub here. We're going to basically make sure these 2 conditions are met, that they chose their character and then also enable the zombie creator. And then we're going to not show the mouse cursor, pause the game, and then execute the zombie creator logic. Now down here, when we first open up the game, at the event begin play of the game, we're going to, after we add the viewport and everything, and we're going to show the mouse cursor, and then we're going to pause the game, okay? So that way they can go through the UI and choose their different things. And you'll see how that works in a moment. Okay, now there was something else I want to just double check something. So with the start here, or with the main widget here, main hub widget, we're gonna go to the, okay, we are in the graph. Let's see, we're gonna need to make sure, I just want to make sure that everything is hiding and doing what it's supposed to do. So let me check something here. Okay, I think this is okay. But we need to double check the designer. And we're going to select the start button. and then go to the visibility. Okay, that's hidden. Let's select the text, and that should be hidden as well. Okay, I just want to make sure. Okay, let's go ahead and head back to this graph. Okay, I just realized something. So right here, we're in the main hub right here. We're going to this is going to stay visible, or it's going to turn visible, but it won't go invisible. So we need to actually put this select here down here as well. So whenever we click one of these buttons, we're going to also want it to hide. So yeah, make sure we add this here as well. And then do a compile save. And then the other thing is, let's see here. I'm sorry, back to the main HUD. We're going to go back to the designer, and I want to make sure that we select this and just make sure the anchors are set right. So make sure this is to the side, and then the same with the start button. Make sure that's to the side as well. So yeah, then do a compile and save. Okay, so there's another thing that we need to do is we need to go to our character. So let's just open up our hero. And we're going to go to the hero's main mesh, which is right here. And we're going to go to the character's mesh by clicking the browse here. And we need to open up the skeleton. And what we're going to do is we need to go to the right hand. Okay, so it's going to be hand underscore R. Where is it at? Scrolling. I passed it. Hand R. Okay, so right here, we're going to right click this and we're going to copy these sockets. Okay, copy selected bone names. No, we want the sockets. Copy, reset, add. Hold on, am I looking at this wrong? Let's see. Right here. Okay, so here's how we're going to do this. We're going to left click on one socket and then hold down control and do another click. And then what we're going to do is we're going to right click and we're going to copy selected sockets. Okay. Next, we got to go to the content folder. We're going to go to the man, and then we're going to go to the mesh. And then we're going to go to the full, and we're going to select this one here. We can tell which ones we've been using. We've been using this one and this one. So we'll double click this. And then we need to find the hand here. So we're going to do the right hand here. So just type in hand R. And we're going to right click here. And then we're going to paste selected sockets. Let's see. Paste sockets to selected bone. Yeah, we don't want to do paste sockets. We want to paste it to the selected bone. We want to make sure it's exact. Okay. Now, because you can't see it here because we got it on this right here, so we can just do that. And then if you look, now we've got both of our sockets. And then we can preview it. Let me see, because I'm not sure if it's right. So the Lee, we're just going to type in bat real quick. Okay, I think it might be right. Okay, and then we can just go ahead and we can remove all attached sockets. I mean, we can check this one too, the ranged, just for the heck of it. Preview. That was the shotgun. Yeah, that should be pretty close. That's pretty good. Okay, so what we can do is we're going to close. Well, we got to save this. Well, actually, we can clear this. Remove all attached assets. No. Yeah. Okay. So now what we're going to need to do, hit save again. We're going to need to double check and make sure that the other character has it. So we're going to make sure 3A has it. And he should have it because they should be using the same skeleton, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so he has it too. So we don't have to do it for him. Or okay, now I don't know if the Adventure Woman's using the same one. So we're gonna go and check her. Go back to the content. Well, yeah, go back to content folder. Adventure Woman. Go to the mesh, and then go to the mesh full. And then right here, you can tell that we've clicked on these. These are the ones we've been using. Double click that. And then right here, we're just gonna go ahead and type in hand R. And okay, we're gonna select that. We're gonna need to close that so we can see if we have it. So it should be highlighted still. Yeah, hand R. No, so they're using a different skeleton. So that's okay. What we can do is we can right click because we still have the same thing as before. Paste sockets to selected bone. And that should be it. And of course, you can do the normal thing where you test it and see if we have the X. Yep, and it looks about right. The nice thing is these particular characters I selected, even though they have technically different skeletons, but it's still the UE5 skeleton. So that's why everything lined up, and that's why I kind of chose this character. And also, this guy, he's this guy who does this particular makes these characters. You got to check out his store. It's great. I've bought lots of stuff from him. I not only got free stuff, but just to support him because I like what he makes here, and hopefully you guys do too. So this is it's great. So we can close that. Oh, did I save it? No, I didn't. So you can see right down here I didn't save. So we can just do a Control Shift S, save everything. And we don't need to open this back up. We can keep that closed. And then, okay. So for the hero, we're going to need to actually put the progress bar there. So we're going to need to go into the actual functions that we have for the hero. So let's go to the hero here real quick on the heroes tab. And right here inside the health logic, we're going to add something here. So let's see. We're going to need to put it right, I think right here. So yeah, let's move this to the side a little bit. And we're going to need to grab the reference here. And we're going to need the main HUD. And then from there, we should be able to get the health bar. We're going to use, yeah, should be this one right here. Because we want to do this before the death event. And then for the health, we just need to put the character's health in max health. So we can just grab from here. So health. And then also let's grab the max health. And that should update the bar. Do a compile and a save. Now we need to go into the zombie logic as well. So we're just going to close this hero logic for a second. And yeah, I guess we can close this controller as well. And what I want to do is go to the content drawer. And we need to open up zombies 1 and 2. So that's going to be in the third person, in the blueprints, in the AI. And yeah, we got these two right here. We can left click and you hold down control, grab both of these, right click, and then we can just do an edit. And that'll open both of those up. And then what we need to do is go to, I believe it's the health. We go to the health logic. Let me see. Actually, let me. So let's see. We're going to need to do this. Let's see, I was over here. Hold on. Yeah, we can start with zombie 1. Okay, so I'm in blueprint zombie 1. And right here, we're gonna move this disable. Let's see. We're gonna move this over a little bit. And we're gonna need the PC controller ref. And we're gonna need the kill count. I want to say it's trigger. I can't remember. Did we add this logic? Yeah, should have been trigger. Yeah, here we go. Trigger zombie kill count. We want to add this right after the death. Like so. And we're going to do a compile, save. So we can go into that. And that leads us right to our trigger zombie kill count. And we can see everything right here. Okay, so for this part here, we're going to need to go back into the main hub, I believe. And we're going to have to select the text here. Right here where the text is, we're going to bind this, which is going to create a variable. So we're going to create a binding. And this should be what we have here. We're going to pull off of here, and we're going to promote this variable. And we're going to call this kill count. We'll call it kill count main, just because we made another one, which I don't think we needed. And we're just going to do a compile and save. So now that we have this variable here, we can go ahead back to our controller. And what we can do is, I don't think we need this right here. What we need is the main hub. And then we're going to kill count. So we're going to set the kill count right here. And then, yes, okay, so then I think from this, we're going to adjust it from here. So the kill count main is going to be set by this. And we can still do our print string of a dead zombie here. So yeah, so basically you're going to grab from the main hub, which is the kill count, which is the text. And then this is going to be the variable that should increase the kill count. Compile, save. No, I've got that wrong. Okay, so one, I think we need to, this should go like this. And then this, we don't need this here. We need to get the kill count from the variable, so right here. And then that's going to raise that into an integer. So that should do it. That should cover that part. So neaten that up. Expand this here, do a compile and a save. Okay, so now we're going to need, okay, so now that we have this here, I guess we could try to test it out real quick. So let's take a look. So as you can see here, now that I've made all these corrections and things on the fly, that's why there's a lot of editing. So I got the kill account. Actually, let's go ahead and hit F11. I'm going to go ahead and hit F11. And we're going to play it full screen. So we're going to pick, let's try wave 1. And then I'm going to pick the number 2, which is the lady, and hit start. All right. So now we can run, grab our shotgun, and that's one kill. There's another one. Now, once we've done that second kill, see up in the left corner, it says the boss is coming. Boss is never coming, guys, because we didn't place him in the level. And we didn't place him in the level because we're going to go ahead and go and make our own or do the temple level. So that's the next thing we're going to do. Okay, F11 out of here. So let's go ahead and take a look at our level. Like I said, we added it a while ago. So let's go ahead and take a look. What we're going to do is we're going to go here and we're going to open a level. Let's see. And for our open level, it's going to be not the weapons. It's going to be this environment pack 2. And we're going to go to the maps. Now, the map, now you can explore the other maps, but the one I think that's really cool for this, and we're going to modify it a bit, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So we're going to do this demo too. This is what I'm going to show you in this tutorial today. Yeah, isn't that cool? Yeah, I mean, I know it's an old asset, and some of you guys have probably played this game, but I never played this game, and I just thought it was a really neat asset. So, but with that being said, we're going to need to do several things here. Okay. One, we're going to need to adjust some of this. Let's get a better look, like so. Okay. So yeah, we've got this. I don't know what this is here, but we can select this and then just delete that. And then what we're going to do is we're going to make a little border. So we're going to left click this piece right here. We're going to hold the Alt button down and do a left click and a drag, and that's going to make that go like that. We're going to do it again right here, like so. And we don't, and what we're going to need to do is right here, we don't need this little gray thing here. I don't know why they have that there. But we're going to line this up with this door here. So we're just going to grab that. And with our widget select, we're going to hit the E key. And we're just going to rotate it. Actually, yeah, we can rotate it this way. That's fine. Actually, let's rotate it this way. Maybe this way. Because I don't know why they got this little thing sticking out here. But, yeah, well, actually, we could do it this way. That's fine. And then we're going to hit the W, which I call the walking. We can walk it over here. And right now we're just going to put the temple. We've got the nice temple here, but we need a nice courtyard where we can kill our zombies in peace, right? So now another thing is if you find that this like mesh is floating, you can just hit the N key and that'll put it on the ground or to the flattest surface near you. So yeah, we can do that. And then we're going to zoom in here. And we want to, it doesn't have to be perfect, but we're going to hit the E key. We're going to rotate a bit. And then hit the W key. And we're going to move this over. And then move this. And what I'm doing is I'm going to, I'm going to line it like this. And that still seems a little bit high. I'm going to lower it down a bit. Like that. Well, let me see. Up and then end. I guess that's okay. So let's take a look, see how it looks on the inside. Okay, that's cool. It looks like you're going through a hall or whatever. So we're going to do that same thing with this one. So we're going to grab this. E. We're going to rotate it. W for walking it. R is for resize, by the way. So if you want to resize this thing, you could. But right now we're just keeping it simple. And little boxes in the way. Oh, it's okay. All right, just adjust this like so. Again, I'm gonna let it, I like to let it sit up a little bit and then just hit the end button and let it rest there. And then, like I said, you don't have to make it perfect, but you can drag this like right here. And I'm using these little steps here or these little things here to line it up. You definitely don't have to do that. That's just what I'm doing. As you can see, I did that over here as well. And then we look inside. Yeah, you can go inside. All right. We got the temple courtyard here. Okay. So now we got this one here, but I'm going to move this. So we're going to, because we're going to go out with it. So we're going to drag this here, hold down the Alt button, put one over here. Oh, hold on the Alt button. Let's try this again. There we go. Like so. Okay. Now that we've got that all settled, I'm going to grab something from the content folder. So we're going to grab an asset. It's going to be called SM Rancid Stone Floor. We're going to grab that, put that in the middle. And then we're going to select the details for it. Go in the details panel right here. And with this lock enabled, I'm going to set this to a size 4 and enter. Just to fill up the courtyard. And you can rotate this any kind of way you want. I kind of like it like that. Get it kind of in the middle. Don't forget to hit the N key. Well, select it. Make sure you hit the N key so it's down on the ground. And then we're going to grab another one. And this is called small, well, SM rancid stone wall. Okay. And for this one, we're going to make this bigger as well. We're going to make this a size 3, I think. Yeah, 3 is huge for that. So yeah, something like that. Raise it up. And hit the N key. Let me see, is that on the ground? Let me see, maybe, let's take a look. Yeah, I don't want it high. I want it kind of like to where they can step over it. So you want it to like just barely pop out, just to make it look like there was something there before. And we can move it like this. Man, maybe that's a little bit too big. Let's see. We can, let me see. Maybe we could expand this out a bit. So left click, control all 3 of these. And I'm just going to move this out a little bit just to make it a little bit bigger. And maybe, let's see if this one here we can back up a little bit. Grab that and move this forward just a little bit. Let's see if that gave us any more room. Nope, that doesn't look great. Okay, well, maybe we can do it. We can move this one again. So let's see. All I'm doing is selecting the 2 that I want in control, and then I'm moving it forward just a hair. Now, we want to keep that like that. And what we're going to do is we're going to select all this by holding down control and left click. And then just drag this and make sure it's touching. I mean, we could expand it out bigger, but I think this should be big enough. So, all right. So for this one here, I'm going to reduce the size of it just a hair. So I'm going to reduce it to like 3 point, oh no, 2.7. Yeah. Now see, that looks pretty good. I like that. 2.7 might be good. Okay. And then we've got it, it's kind of lined up here. It's not too high. We go a little bit lower with it because I just want to have it as a marking. And then while we're here, I'm going to hold down Alt and I'm going to drag this one out like so and then rotate it. So hit the E button to rotate it. We're going to rotate this one. Give us a cool like circular looking courtyard here. Like so. Hit W. I'm moving in. Maybe I want these to kind of touch maybe. Yeah, we can have them like almost touch. Well, we can make them touch. Just adjust it how you like. I'm going to select both of these. Oh, let me see. So select this one and hold down control, select that one. And then hit W and I'm going to move this over just a hair. Right? And then what I want to do is I'm going to hit the E key and I'm going to rotate this to where, you know, it's not blocking the door. You don't have to do that. That's just what I like to do. So W, move that over like that, like so. And actually, we know what we could do? We could combine these. Let's just go ahead and group them. So we're going to right click it. let me see, where's that? I'm going to try this. We're going to group it. So now it's one mesh, move it over. And then if I want, what I can do is I can change the size how I want. So I can do 2.8. Enter. And that makes it a little bit bigger. Or I could actually go to full 3. And maybe, I'll keep it at that, And, just do a save. All right. So now we've got, let's see how it looks down here. Oh, yeah. So now we've got our little circular area where we're going to spawn the main people here and everything, which is going to be cool. But now we're going to grab another thing called a demon door. This is where we're going to spawn our zombies. All right. Our zombies. Oh, not just zombies. I think I'm tired. Okay. Demon door. Yeah, this one's cool. So we're going to grab and drag this out. And the front of the demon door is this little green arrow. But what we're going to do is, okay, we're going to make 4 of these green demon doors. So we're going to do one here. Oh, just hold down Alt and do one. Hold down Alt and do one. And I want to put them at the edges of the corners here. So we're going to have demon zombies coming out over here. And then we're going to rotate this right here slightly. W. Walk that. And now here's the thing. You don't want, like, you want to leave some space around it so the zombies can pop out of different areas of this so they don't get stuck. So you don't want to put it all the way against the wall. Okay. Now I'm going to show you, you're going to be able to put it against the wall, but I'm going to show you how we're going to do it because we're going to have to adjust the spawn point. Okay. Rotate. I'm just going to set these demon doors up and then you guys can follow along. Okay, so now that we've set those demon doors up, we're gonna need places for the actual the zombies to spawn. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab our dancers and we're gonna have them out here. So let's go ahead and do that. So here's how we're gonna do this, because we're gonna want all of our zombie dancers to kind of pop up at one time and dance together. So we're gonna go here and we're gonna go back to our third person, into our blueprints, into our AI, into the dancers, and we're gonna hold down Shift, select the first one, and get all of them. Okay. Let me see. So let's see. We're at the door here. The zombies are here. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna put them right here. So we're gonna grab and drag them out all at once like this. And we're going to rotate all of them at once, like so. Have them facing us. And then we're going to do the W thing to make sure they walk forward, like right here. So when you kill the zombie boss, this is where they'll be. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to click down on the ground, click one of the meshes, move one over to the right, click another mesh, and move another in here. I think I want the main zombie clown guy here, so I'm gonna move this guy instead. Like that. And this is where our zombies are gonna be, and this is where they're gonna dance at. So while we got them here, we're gonna grab their location. So we're gonna need to go into, I believe it's the player controller, right here. And yeah, we're gonna look at all of our spawn stuff. So remember, our dancer spawn 1 is already for the boss. So whenever the boss dies, this is spawn. He's going to spawn in the same spot as that dancer. Okay. So right here, Okay, we're going to click on each of these. So that's dancer 1. So we're going to find dancer 1. Go back to the main here. And is this dancer 1? Yes. So you can see right here, this is dancer 1. We're going to take this location. We're going to right click and we're going to copy that. And then we're going to move back to our controller. Right here, while this is highlighted, right click here and then do a paste. Do a compile and save. We're going to compile and save each time, okay? It's going to be important. Then for number 2, same thing. So we're just going to do the same for all of them. So let's go ahead and go back to the map. And it's this, see, number 2 is right here. Make sure you select 2, right click, and paste. And number 3, now we're going to need to do the same thing for the actual zombies for them spawning. So I'm trying to think. Oh, here it is. So the regular zombie spawns are here. We're going to click here. And right here we've got only 2, but we're going to have them spawn in 4 different spots. We're going to have them spawn out the demon doors. So we're going to go ahead and add these right here. And then, like I said, we're just going to go one at a time. Spawn 1, spawn 2, spawn 3, etc. So compile and save. Go to our map. Oh, we can select these characters here and delete them because we don't need them in the level. Save. All right, let's go ahead. So we're going to select our demon doors in order. So here's the first demon door. Just hit F, and that'll send you to the demon door. And we're going to grab its location. Okay, so for door number 2 here, we're just going to copy it. Yeah, this one should be okay. Let me do that again. Okay, so for this door here, we're going to have to do something because we don't want it to, the zombie to get stuck or go outside or do whatever this is. So what we're going to do is we're going to have to adjust it a little bit. So right here, okay, so what we can do is, all right, so we've got this location here. We're going to just grab and drag it forward like this, right about here, okay? And then we're going to copy this, and then we're going to see if we can just, oh no, didn't mean to do that, Control Z. We've copied that one area, so the zombie will spawn here, but we want to put the door here, okay? And we don't want to copy that again. That's door number 3. We're going here, and we're going to just copy it. We're going to paste it here. So, because we don't, yeah, we want the zombie to pop out in front of that door, not in the door or in the mesh and all that. Otherwise, it's nonsense. So, all right. Now, let's go ahead and go back to the last one. I don't know why that door just looks off. Nah, it's okay. All right. So on door number 4, hitting the F key. And we can copy this. And go back here. Okay. Now, we're going to need to put our spawns for our shotgun. So we're going to put the first shotgun spawn. We're going to put 3 of them here, or four different locations. So the first one we're going to put here. So we're going to find our ammo. Third person, blueprint, and just drag it out here. Rotate it here, or you can do it like so. I'm going to put it like maybe right here. And we're going to save that. I just hit the N key just because, but I don't think I like it that low. I like it in the air. So we're going to have it sit up a little bit in the air. Hit save. Now, because you need to have this first one out, otherwise, it won't work. So that's the way I've got the code here written. So, but now we're going to need 3 other locations, and I'm going to show you the most strategic ones that I think are cool. Okay, so we're going to have one location right here. And we're just going to add a shape here just to give us a reference. So we're going to do a basic shape. Here we go, shape. We'll do the cone. Lift that up, let it sit in the air a little bit. And then zoom out a bit. And then what we're going to do is just going to hold the Alt key right here. And then we're going to also put one in the middle on the far. So right here. So we're going to hold down the Alt key again. And we're going to stick one way out here. So if you want a shotgun, you're going to have to go here or here or here. We're going to grab this one as well. And then we're just going to move that over there. Okay. So we got the cones 1, 2, and 3 again. So now we're going to need to, well, first hit save. We're going to need to, we can close this for now. I don't want us to have too many things open. We're going to need to go to the hero, and I believe that's where we have the spawn logic for the ammo. So we're going to open up the hero. And inside the event graph of the hero, we'll have the spawns here. So here's the gun spawn locations. So we've already got 2 here. We're going to add this one, but we're going to change these to our new ones over here. So same thing like we did with the demon doors. So we're going to hit, let's see, yeah. All right. So we're going to do cone, just do them in order, cone 1. Copy locations. Hey, okay, sorry about this quick break, but there's something I wanted to, that I've made mistakes on, and I wanted to show you real quick. So the first thing we're gonna go to is the content folder, third person, blueprints, into the AI folder, and to the dancers folder. Or, yeah, so anytime that you wanna summon a character or a creature into the actual game board, what you want to do is to get its location, make sure you grab a creature that is the exact size. So actually, we're going to go back. I'm going to go to the blueprints here. And I'm just going to grab the regular creature. So for instance, we got a regular zombie creature here. We want to grab and set that on the board. And then same thing with this one. We're going to grab the big guy and set him on the board. Now, notice that he's sinking part way into the ground. You want to lift him up, hit the N button, and you want to do that anytime you use a character. Put him up in the air, hit the N button. Now, when you select your character, you just want to right click on the location and do a copy and then paste it into wherever you're going to spawn it. So any part of the spawn transform, you want to make sure you do that. Because if you try to take this character's spawn and give it to this character, what'll happen is he'll spawn beneath the board and you'll never see him. And you'll never understand why he's not wandering around your level. So that's the first tip. The next tip is we're going to, let's get close on this guy right here. All right, so let's say we want to change the lighting in our scene. First way we can do it, we can do a Control L and we can just move the mouse around like this, okay? And that'll change the direction of the lighting. The other thing is you go to the lighting, type in light. You got two different types right here. You've got a directional and you've got a skylight. Now, for the light source, these are the two you're primarily gonna have to change. And there's 3 spots you're gonna change it in. One, you're gonna change the intensity. So for instance, here I might do a 0.1, okay? Then next, I also wanna get something called the end direct. So we wanna do that too. Change that to 1. And then you wanna also change the actual color of the lighting. So right here, I'm just gonna make it a red, like so, and then just hit OK. Okay, and now that you have that, but you see it still hasn't changed the lighting, so you have to go from the light, directional light to this lighting here, the skylight, and you're gonna have to change this one as well. So you can change this to red as well, and then now you can manipulate it that way. And you can just hit OK, and then it's the same thing here. You can reduce this other stuff here as far as same with the indirect lighting, 0.1. All right, and that should give you a basic idea on some lighting. Okay, back to the video. Okay, so we're all done with those. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna delete them. So we're gonna select this first cone, second cone, third cone, and just delete those and then do a save. All right, so now we're gonna need to go to where we're gonna go to the spawn here, or the start location where we first enter, and we're gonna select it. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna grab its location. Copy that, go to the hero, and then we're gonna have to find the hero spawn. So it's right here. So we need to find it. I think it's inside the death logic, maybe? No, it's on the view. It's on the event graph. Let me see. Could have sworn. Okay. Yeah. So you want to go to your hero spawn logic. So right here, we're going to select this, and we're going to right click, and then we're going to paste that. And that'll be the start location of this particular board. Compile and save. Going back. Okay, so now we've got all of our spawns in. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to hit the world settings, and we need to add, under the game mode, you're going to have to add the third person game mode because that's what we're using. And we want to make sure we got our default our default hero here. And then finally, we're going to also have our PC zombie controller here. It's important to have these. If you don't have these, you won't see anything. So yeah, it's important. Okay, something else that we're going to need to do that I forgot is we're going to have to make a nav mesh over this area. So what we're going to do is, it's a simple fix. We're going to grab we're going to hit the plus sign here for the add. And just like we did in the third person level, we're going to set that up. So let's see, we're going to go right, for the volumes. Here we go, volume and nav mesh bound. We're gonna grab it, stick it right here, scroll in a bit. Yeah, and then right here you can just see. Yeah, you can make sure it's partially in there. And then what we want to do is go to details here. While this is locked, we're gonna just go ahead and type in 20, just see how that looks. It's not big enough. How about 30? All right, let's get an aerial view. Yeah, we want to cover this whole thing, including in here. We want them to be able to run everywhere. So let's try 40. Okay, that's looking better. Okay, so I'm going to unlock this, and I think this one needs to be 50. Nope, that's 40 for sure. It's the red one, so we're gonna make that 50, and that should pretty much cover it. And then for this last one here, we don't need it this high. We can go like 10. So it's you can see. Oh wait, you can see how much it's covered. Yeah, so 50, 40, 10. Yeah, that should work. And then, like I said, you can always expand this, make it a bigger area, all that. So, but yeah. Okay, so let me see what we got going on here. Oh, and you can hit P to enable or disable the actual, so you can see the nav mesh. Okay, so the other thing that we want to do is, okay, we're going to go to the controller here. I want to change the spawning because 10 seconds is a bit slow for the regular zombies. So let's go ahead and let's find that real quick. All right, so it should be right here. So we look. Okay, so yeah, right here. We're gonna have a zombie spawn every 7 seconds because it takes time for them to get to you. So that's the other thing that's kind of going on. And yeah, we'll start with that. Or actually, we could do 5 seconds just to make it interesting. 5's a little bit quick, but you might like it. You may not. So, but you can adjust that to the way you like. And let's see. Yeah, we'll start with this, and like I said, it'll spawn it, create the zombie, and we'll see what happens. Okay, another thing that I forgot, we're gonna have to right here, where for our zombie creator, we're gonna need to fix this right here to where it has the other zombies. So we're just gonna do BP zombie, and we want to do BP zombie number 2. And then do a compile and a save. And then the other thing is, for some of these values, you may need to increase them or decrease them, or just change where it spawns if it doesn't spawn correctly for you. So I'm trying to make sure. And the other thing is, I want to make sure. See, we got that there. I want to make sure our zombie boss is spawning. Let's see, where's that logic at? Yeah, okay. The zombie boss should spawn here. Okay. All right, let me hold this for a sec. Okay, so I did a little testing again, and I've missed some other things that haven't quite made the mark. So let's go back to the controller. And, well, actually, let's go to the hero. And what we want for the hero is we want to go back to the the event graph. And we're going to select the gun spawn. We're going to add one more here. And what we're going to add, we're going to compile and save, go back to our level, and we're going to select the initial gun spawn we had right here. And what we're going to do is we're going to copy this location. Make sure we got it, copy it. And then go back to the hero, and we're going to paste it here. And then do a compile and save. So yeah, like I said, this random integer is gonna allow it to funnel through all these different ones here. So Yeah. All right. Now, the other thing that I forgot, we're going to do a Control Shift S. We're going to go back into the AI folder and we're going to check out the zombie one. We're going to pull zombie one up. We can close the hero for now and pull up the zombie two. And we're going to look at the health of the health logic of zombie 2 and zombie 1. I believe it's the health logic, or no, it might be the event graph. I'm sorry. All right. It's going to be, look at the event graph of zombie 1. And we're going to look at the death, I want to say the death logic. Hold on, let me see. Well, no, let's check out the health for a second on zombie 1. Oh, yes. So it's right here. On zombie 1, we need to trigger this here. So what we're just gonna copy this whole thing, right? Do a Control C, and then we're gonna go to our zombie number 2, and we need to go into its health, and we're gonna delete this because we already copied it, and we're just gonna do a Control V, and because otherwise you won't get any credit for this zombie here. And again, just do a compile save. And again, make sure that under the zombie spawn, the regular zombies, make sure that when you've got them both inside the array right here under the zombie creator, okay? And then, like I said, right here, if you're having any trouble here, just make sure you spawn everything. Like, for instance, I'm going to do some of these spawns over again. So, for instance, like these two out here, I'm going to redo them. So what we can do is we can grab this and we can move it out here like this. And then what we're going to do is we're going to right click and copy it. Now remember, this is daemon door number 4. And then we're going to move that back over here. And then go back. And then go back to the player controller. And where we have this regular zombie spawn, remember we're at number 4, so it's number 3 here as far as logic, and hit paste. And then compile and save. And we want to make sure that the zombies aren't spawning inside of the door or inside of a mesh. Okay, and we'll go back and do that again here. Same thing, we just bring the zombie to spawn like somewhere out here. Let me Control Z. And then we're going to copy this. So this is the first door. Copy that. Go to the first door and then paste. Compile and save. Okay, so I had to play around with it some more. So sometimes what happens is the zombies will go underneath. So what you're going to have to do is for the zombie spawn right here inside the player controller is you're going to have to go right here and then just make it to where the zombie spawns a little bit higher. This third one is the Z axis. So if we hit the backspace, and right here I'm just going to put 6 because it's a negative number, so you want to go down in order to make it go up on the Z. So yeah, just do a compile and a save, and then that's how you do it. So just make it go up about 100. So, and then your zombies will spawn fine. Okay, I just learned a couple things. I just had to fix some issues, so I'm gonna walk you guys through it, especially when it comes to zombie spawning. So the zombies don't spawn into the mesh or under the ground. What we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you by first doing. I think I'm gonna show you with the boss spawn first. Okay. So right here, I mean, we can come back to this, but well, first thing we're gonna need to do is I want to show you something. So this was the previous variable I had here. Now, if you click on it and you look in the details panel, it says zombie 1. That's not what you want. What you want for this is you want to say actor. So let me show you how you would do this. So you would click on this one here, and then you would select here, and then you just type in actor. And you got to spell it right, of course. Then you would select object reference. Yes, change the variable. And that's it. And now it's an actor reference, and now you can use it. So, and then what you would do, you could just you can replace this. Just put it in. And then just hook everything up like so. Because this actor reference, this object reference, is a universal reference, and it works well with this because you're cycling through different zombie enemies. Now it'll still work the other way, but this is the actual. This should be the correct way. Okay. So right here, I got the same one here. We can just actually go back. I'm gonna grab this because this one says zombies reference, and this one just says zombie reference. So I'm gonna do a well. I just messed that up. All right. So I'm going to go here, highlight that one. Well, actually, we can do it right here. Control D. And then I can go down here. And we can replace it with this. Because we can use this for both, just to keep everything simple. Put that up there. This one says zombie ref. This one says zombie. So it's the same as the one at the top. Everything's being spawned the same way. Everything's spawned from the actor object, okay? And we can delete that. Okay. So now right here, we're going to have to lower this down. And this is in the boss spawn right here. We're going to drag off the owner, and we're going to put self. Get a reference to self. And that'll have the boss. That'll have the boss spawn in. Otherwise, if you don't, those two things, he won't spawn in. See right here, got the zombies reference. Make sure that's hooked up. Do a compile save. And then that's all good. Okay, so here's the other thing. We're not going to use the dancer spawn because this will cause the boss to spawn beneath the ground, and I'm going to show you a different way on how to do that. And this will be the same thing you're going to have to go back over and do for your regular zombies, okay? So we're going to delete that. And we still need that dancer reference because it's still right here, okay? And we can minimize that. Okay. So we need to do this spawn right here. So this is how you do it. You're going to grab off of here. You're going to promote it. And then next, you're going to just rename it. We're going to call this boss spawn. Do a compile and a save. Then you're going to want to go into your level. Oh, while we're here, let's fix that as well. So whenever you restart the editor, it's going to send you right back to the the third person. So what we want to do is we're going to go to the edit. Should be project settings. And it's going to be under, let's see. I'm sorry, no, it's not. It's not under project settings. It should be under editor, I believe. Let's see, editor, preferences. Wait, what's this under? No, I think I got it backwards again. It should be under editor or project settings. It's going to be under maps and modes. I just got to remember where that is. Okay. Oh, here we go, maps and modes. So right here under project under maps and modes, when editor starts up, we're not going to start it up in the third person. We're just going to start it up inside of our level 2 map. So we'll just put level Is it 2? We'll type in 2. Oh yeah, demo map 2. That's where our new level is that we're using. So make sure you set that up under project settings. All right, and then then save it. Now we have to go to it, or at least I do because I've been back and forth. So we're gonna go to recent level, and I'm just gonna go to demo map. And there we go. Okay. All right, so right here, while we're in this level, the best way to do this, and do this with anything you spawn, because this was a very valuable lesson for me. All right, you're gonna go to the content drawer and grab the actual thing that you're spawning. So for instance, my zombie boss is a lot bigger than my dancers. So I was using the dancer spawn, but that didn't work. So we're gonna just take the zombie boss and place him out here in the middle. And like this, and you can hit the end button and that should be fine. And right here, like I said, so I got it to where he's just, as soon as you come, let's see, through the door, he's right there. Just move that over. And what I want to do is, I think that's pretty good where he's at. I'm going to right click and copy his location, and that's in the details panel. Go to the controller, click on the boss spawn, right click, and then paste. And I'm going to do a compile and a save. And then that way, when the boss spawns in, he'll spawn at his exact height. He won't be under the mesh. And you should probably, it's a good practice to do that no matter where you're spawning stuff. Just make sure you spawn an actor that's a similar size and height as the one that you're dealing with. So right here, and now I can just delete him. I don't need him anymore. And then hit save. Another thing for the boss spawn and the dancers, we're going to go to them next. This middle spawn part here, you want to do 180 because, yeah, when it default in the rotation of the world, it's going to have the characters facing a certain way. And this particular map, it's got it facing, away from us. So if we do 180 in the middle one on the spawn transform, that'll fix that. And we can do that for the others. So let's go ahead and do that for the dancer. So right here, we got 180. Enter. And then right here, if you notice, we got Blueprint Dancer 1. Because we copied these, we copied the same thing over and over again. And we want to use all the dancers. So let's go ahead and do the Z dancer. And let's go ahead and do number 2 for number 2. Okay. Then what we can do is, same thing here. Z dancer. And we're going to use number 3. Then next, we're going to hit 180 for the middle here, for the transform, and all of them like that. Make sure we do a compile and a save. Okay, now we need to go ahead. We should be done with this for now. This should be good. We can close out the player controller. Yeah, I mean, we could change this, but from when I tested, it still works. And for the dancers, it'll still work. So I'll show that to you and test it in a second. So we're gonna need to, we'll close this out for now. We don't need this zombie 1 up now. Or zombie 2, oh, actually I had him up. Okay, and we can, yeah, actually just close everything, make it clean. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna open the zombie 3, which is the boss. And right here, okay, you might be in the event graph, but we're going to the health graph right here. And what you can see here is, this is the health logic. What I added here was this dance victory. So let me show you how I did it. So I'm just going to delete this. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the PC ref, drag off of here, type in dance victory. Because that's going to summon all of our dancers after the boss dies. So that's why we're doing this here in the logic here on the branch of the death. So when the boss hits 0, it's going to produce this dance here. And actually, what we could do? Well, actually, we can leave it. You can put a delay here if you want to have a slight delay before they pop out, or you want them to come out as soon as the dancers come out as soon as they die, you can do that. The other thing we're going to want to change is the health. We're going to do a compile and save first. We want to change the health. So right now, all zombies have 100. And because we duplicated this, we're going to change this. Let's just make it like 500. That might be too much. It depends on what you got going on. You can change that. And we want to do the max, and we want to do both of them at 500. So that way, when we hit the boss, he doesn't die from 2 shotgun hits. I mean, he's the boss. He's supposed to be able to come out and attack and, do stuff. Okay. Now, since we're here, I'm going to show you real quick. Well, actually, I think I need to go right back to, let me close that for a second, back to the player controller. So it's still under blueprints. So we're going to go from right here in the blueprint. Okay. So we're going to open this up, and I'm going to show you how to add like music. Okay. So right here, let's see, we got this play sound. This is in your dance spawner, and right here, like on this first dancer, I got it to where it's going to spawn at the same location as the dancer. So now we need to import a sound. Now all I did was I grabbed a sound. Well, I'm using a YouTube one because this is a YouTube tutorial, and I don't want to break any licensing rules, so I'm just going to import that. But here, what you can do is, like, I'm just going to show you how to import it. So you click on the import here, and I'm at my desktop right here, and then I'm just going to select this one. And this, like I said, this was just one I got from, I like his stuff, so I put that in there. So we can just go ahead and hit open, and that's going to add it here. So it's right here. Control Shift S. Now, for me, I didn't really want to do it here. I just thought about it. I think I'd rather have it in the dancer folder. So what I can do is, let me go to the dancer folder. So we're gonna go on the EAA folder right here, open that up, and see where the dancer folder is. I'm just gonna grab this. I mean, you don't have to do this. I'm just gonna grab it, and I'm gonna drag it, and I'm gonna put it in the dancer folder. And then go to the dancer folder. Okay. So now that we have that, we can do the same thing like we do with all assets. We can just highlight it, and then we can just hit the arrow here, and there it is. It's in there. And do a compile and a save. Now, all right. So now for our zombies, they don't have anything that will allow them to, they don't have a swing on their biting or on their swinging, right? So let's say that you want to add your custom one. I'm going to show you how to do that real quick. So if you want to add like custom zombie noises or anything from outside, you can do this, okay? So here's how we're going to do it. Well, first, we're going to need to import it. Let me see what we got going on. Let me click off this. So in order to do it, I'm going to have to go to my desktop. So I'm going to minimize this. And then what you want to do right here is you can click on this search here. And then, like, I've already used it, but you just type in sound recorder. This comes default with Windows. Now, I don't know about Mac. I'm assuming Mac's got something better or the same. So, and then what you would do is you just click and you open this up. Now, right here, what you can do is, it's really cool. You can sit here and you can, I probably can't do it now because I'm recording. But what you would do is you would just hit the record button, and then once you're done, hit stop. If there's a mic plugged in your computer or if you're using a laptop, yeah. And then what you can do is you can go to settings, and you can put it in any of these formats here. So you can put it in MP3, you can put it in, I think this is the wave down here and everything. Now, I used MP3. MP3 and waves will work inside of Unreal Engine. That's the only thing I've tested. So yeah. So you just record your thing here, and then you can go back, and then what you can do is you can go and show in folder. you can copy, cut it, and then paste it onto your desktop. Now that's what I did. So what I did was I like here's an example. I did for the zombie biting. I did brains, right? So I double click this. Brains. Yeah, that's pretty horrible, right? So I tried to do like a neutral voice that didn't sound male or female. So that's how I did that. So that's what's going on there. And then right here, I did a moan. Now, here's the thing. You want to do a shorter one than this, but you don't want a really long sound file because it's a weapon swing technically. So yeah. So okay, so now that you know how I did it, and here's my song right here that I imported from the desktop. Now I'm going to show you how to go back. We're going to go back in Unreal Engine, and we're going to import those. Okay, so we're going to import the two I made. Now they're not great, I know, but I'm going to show you how you can edit them and make them sound a little bit better. So we're going to do a left click and a control, and grab those two, and then just hit open, and it's just going to wait. Hold on, what? In the content browser as a template for sound import. Okay, wait. Let me close this. I don't know what that. Yeah. Okay. So now these two have come in. Control Shift S. Now that we have these, okay, so we can play them. Okay. Again, I know those are horrible, but I'm going to show you how a little trick that I learned that you can do to just import it in. Okay. So now that we have those, we're going to need to. Well, first we're going to have to go back to content folder, and we're going to need to go for the zombie bite. So the zombie bite or bit is this one right here. So we're going to double click and open that one up. And that's it right there. Okay. Okay, let me pause that for a second. Yeah, okay, so from what I can tell here, I don't think I added the anims here. So what we want, yeah, we want to do like we did before. Let me check the other one too, because there was a zombie and there was a zombie attack, I think. Okay, where's that zombie attack? Okay, not the two-handed one. We want the single attack. I think it's this one. All right, so we got this zombie attack. Okay, yeah, see right here, we added this to the montages, right? So we're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna pause it, and we're just gonna have the sound play at a certain point. Maybe we can have it play just at mid swing here, right? We're gonna right click, add and notify, and we're gonna play sound. This is gonna be the same like we did before. Okay, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna drag it and put it. Well, actually, before we drag it, let's leave it here. And let's go ahead and add our sound. Now, I named it Zombie Moan. I just have to type moan, and that'll pull it up. And now that we have the moan, what we can do is, okay, I'm going to drag this in. Okay. So every time he swings, he's going to make that noise. Or she. They're zombies. They're just going to make this weird noise. Now, it doesn't sound great, but what we can do is just to change it a little bit. And even if you feel it's too loud, you can reduce this a bit. So we're going to hit play. And that'll reduce it. So I'm going to pause that again. We're going to do 0.5. And just hit play again. Okay. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the pitch a little bit. Let's do like a 0.7. Oh, I didn't mean to hit the record. Let me do that again. Okay. Notice the difference? All right, let's try 1.3. 1.5. So you could have it sound like that. Or you, like I said, so that's one thing you could do. I'm just gonna put it at 0.7, the deep weird. Oh no, you know what? I think that sounds pretty cool. Let's do the quick one, the high pitched one. I'm gonna make it a little bit louder too. Nah, let me try the 0.8. Let me just see, because I think it's gonna be better. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, I'm gonna use the 0.8. I like that. Okay. So now we're just gonna go ahead and save that. And then what we can do is we can move on to the other one. Now for the biting, we're gonna have to put that back. All right, for the biting, we're gonna need zombie bite, not the. We're just bit. There we go. We want the standing up one, not this one. So what we can do is we can double click this, and we're gonna pause it. And what we're gonna do first is let's go ahead and scrub to it, and right here. So when that head comes in like this, that's when we're gonna have. That's when the character is gonna bite the person, right? So we're gonna put a animal notify right there. Let's see what here. We're only gonna need to do one, I think. Yeah, that'll work. So right here, we're gonna add the montage notify first, and that should be fine there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the play sound. There we go. And what we can do is, since we know, okay, since we got it highlighted, we can drag it and put it maybe just right behind it. And then we go to the play sound here, and we're gonna type in brains, because that's what I named it. And now we've got brains. Well, some of us do. Actually, everyone who's on Unreal definitely has brains. Okay, but now we do our little shift here, and plus I don't want it too loud. Let's do 0.5. And then let's also do this at 0.8. And let's try that with the pitch modification. See, the way I said that, I'm going to make it a little bit more like this, 0.6, and that should be what we want. Yeah, that works. And then we're going to hit save, and that's it. And we can stop listening to him talk about brains. Okay, I think we're done with this for now. We can close this stuff out. And let's see, I guess we can start to test some of this stuff out. Okay, so yeah, let's go ahead and test it out. So I'm just gonna hit F11 just to make it full screen. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm going to hit play. So I just do an Alt-P and I'll start the game. All right, so now we have our health, our waves here. I'm just gonna do wave 1 just for this demonstration, because I think this long video or set of videos is enough. So then you can see here, we got our spawn selector, our character. So we got the first 2 males. I think I'm gonna do the female. And then you just hit the start button. And then right away, the zombies are being created. We got our weapon spawn here. And we can shoot them. And that one died. And now for this character, I'm gonna let a couple of them spawn out. So yeah, when they do the other swing like we do, then that means they're gonna make that noise. But let's see. Oh, okay. There we go. They're beating on me, so we're gonna let them beat on me for a bit. That's okay. And then we can test to see what happens when we die. So let's check that out. Everyone gets a second chance if they die. So we're getting kicked and beat, and look, we respawn back here, and now here they come. And we're gonna kill this guy right off the bat. Oh, see that? He jumped. Okay, so the characters jump because of that one thing we put in earlier, where basically if he fails to go over a barrier, they do the jump. Like, he'll do it eventually too, but it's only, so right now, let's see, I think I'm out of ammo. Okay, if you look in the upper corner, you can see that one. I used up my last ammo. Now the ammo is gonna respawn in a different place. Now if I die this time, oh wait, am I dead already? I must have like one life. Let me see. No, yeah, I'm close to dead. Gotta run. Okay, I grabbed the shotgun. Remember, he's got 500 life. If you look up in the corner, you see it says 125, 75, upper left. My ammo's going down. And now he's down. And now our zombie dancers are out. I could have positioned them better, but there we go. And that's it. So you'll have your music playing, you got the zombies moaning, and that's it for this Temple of 1,000 Zombies. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, please give a like and subscribe. And if you do make something cool with this video game and you know, you do some customization, and you put it on your YouTube channel, leave a comment below and I'll check it out. And maybe in a future video, I'll just showcase what some people have made and changed. But this is just, like I said, a basic game. And that's it. I'm just gonna let this play out. Anyway, thanks for watching, and happy Halloween.